Hello and welcome back. This is Joanna the Medium, and these are going to be readings for the month of October 2016. First and foremost, thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and sharing. I have had an incredible amount of comments and emails, which I read every single one, and they make me very happy. So thank you so much for doing this. Just like last month, these readings for the month of October are divided into two parts almost. The first part is a channeled message, and the second part is cards, which often correspond to the message that was channeled, but also offer a little bit more detail with regards to what may be happening in your life. These are general readings, so if one sign does not make sense to you, read your other signs, as in your moon sign or rising signs, for these may offer a greater picture to what is happening. I have also received a lot of information or a lot of feedback from you saying that when you listen to the reading at the beginning of the month, it doesn't really make sense, and it probably wouldn't. But when you listen to it again towards the end of the month, it makes perfect sense to you. So I would encourage you to do that. I do that with myself when I watch readings, because when a month starts, we are not privy to what is going to be happening. So October is a month that is interesting, to say the least. I do have yet another new energy that I'm working with, and he has been providing a lot of information regarding the month of October and the months beyond. So I won't spoil the surprise for you, but it is reflected in each and every sign. There are some of you who have asked who he is. He is a male energy that I work with, and it is basically an energy or entity or being that basically tells me what to tell you. Even when it is with cards, he tells me what the message is for you. Of course, if you would like a private session, I would be delighted to do so for you. You can reach me at the information below, or you can go to my website, joannathemedium.com. I have also included links for you down below to my website as well as to my booking page, so you can go directly and book your own session that way. And I think that is everything that I have to say for you. If you feel inspired to write a comment or message me, I would, as always, love to read it, and I read them all. So without further ado, let's go with the reading, and I will see you again soon. Thank you. Hello and welcome back. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Leo, moon sign, sun sign, and rising sign. I have 3 cards face down. I will turn them over, but I will start with the channeled message first. So let me just connect and see what we have. I see the word excitement. Excitement of what is before you, and excitement of what is unfolding. This excitement is about something that you are currently facing. That could be job connected, could also be a pregnancy. I'm being shown a pregnancy in process. It is a time of excitement for those of you who will resonate with this message. Pay attention to what excitement feels like. And by allowing yourself to fully feel the excitement in your life right now, you will begin a process of something that is much greater than what is awaiting you in a horizon. And as I ask him what this means, he says to me, the byproduct of excitement or feeling excitement is allowing. When we're in a state of excitement, we are then in a state or a perfect place of allowing all that can be. He says that the feeling of excitement has a vibrational frequency that is a prerequisite of allowing or to allowing. Excitement also has no boundaries and no limitations. It is open. It is an energy that is open to whatever is coming. The reason why this is being said to you is because while in a state of excitement, you have an opportunity to create that which you wish. In other words, when we're in a state of exciting feeling, of excitement, we are then in a frequency where manifestation can happen much more easily. For there is less resistance, there is no fears nagging, and the feeling of excitement creates the perfect scenario for manifesting. And then he's showing me money. He's saying also this is a time of creation for you. Not only creation on a physical level, but also creation in your mind and in your psyche. And I'm asking him what he means by this, and he says ideas. This is a perfect time for you to contemplate new ideas or allow yourself to give birth to new ideas. I hear the word technology. For some of you, you are connected with technology and you are being asked and urged to give birth to new ideas in your chosen field. Giving birth of ideas and giving birth in a physical way, it is in essence manifestation in process. I'm asking him why this is being talked about right now. And he's reminding me yet again that October is a month for profound changes on an energetic level, on frequency level. And though it is something we cannot see, at least I don't think we can, it is certainly something that we can feel. And he says this is a ripe time or ripe moment for creating opportunities down the road. And then he says, think of only the best case scenarios because the time is ripe for manifestation. If you think of the worst case scenarios, you will then manifest that. The energies are ripe and the frequencies are ripe for the process of creation and manifesting. What ingredients we put into that process, meaning positive thinking or negative thinking, we will then create scenarios that will materialize themselves in our physical world. And he says it is a critical process for you to understand at a very minute and basic level. If you only think of that which you fear, you will create that which you will be fearful of. So if you fear loss of job, and if you pay attention to that fear over and over, you will then create a circumstance or scenario that will prove your fear to be correct. In the same sentence, if you think of things in a positive way, even if you're in a situation that doesn't seem great, if you allow yourself to think of positive outcomes, or if you allow yourself to think of feeling positively in whatever situation, you will then attract situations, possibilities, and circumstances that will prove your feelings right. He says it's that simple, yet it is that profound. And he says it is concept that has been around for eons, but it is just now in the last several decades that it's starting to be recognized and actually amplified, meaning taken seriously. He says many scientists are now able to prove the coexisting component between positive and negative energy and how that correlates to the outside circumstances. So whether scientists actually are able to prove it, I don't know. I'm just saying what he's saying to me. He says it is no coincidence that you are where you are. If you feel happy with where you are, look at your background and see what ingredients were put in place all that time ago for you to be happy. If you are uncertain, if your future seems uncertain, look into your background and ask yourself, is this something that I have feared most of my life? And then he says you will have your answer. It's that simple. He says, do not forget that you have the power to manifest things at will. Now, when he says at will, it doesn't mean like, poof, there it is. It takes time in the physical world for things to manifest into reality. But he says, do not forget you have the power to manifest things at will. They may not come to you right away, like a light bulb, but you do have the power to manifest things at will. And I'm asking him if he could say it in a different way, and he says, no. That is exactly the statement I wish to put out there. And then I'm going to see if there's anything else. He says the word purpose. And he says, what do you feel your purpose is? And as he says this, I'm seeing someone trying to figure out what's my purpose? And he says, pause. Your purpose is to simply be. That is your purpose. By being, you are able to experience. But your purpose is to simply be. And then he says, allow yourself to ask the next question. While I am or while I am being, how do I want to feel? And what do I want to experience? And I can pretty much guarantee you, you will not say, I want to feel crappy and I want to experience fear, because nobody in the right mind would ever say that. Therefore, whatever your answer is, he says you have to adjust your behavior and your thinking accordingly. So if you're looking to go this way, don't think this way, because those two will never meet. If you're thinking of happy thoughts that are accompanied by happy and joyful feelings, you will undoubtedly find yourself in circumstances and situations that will prove that right to you at a certain time, at some point. And then he says this is a process of manifesting. And he says, do not be afraid to ask. And whether it's asking the universe, asking God, whatever it is, many people have difficulties with asking. Some people have difficulties with asking for what they want because they feel they don't deserve to, or they feel if they ask, somebody else won't have enough. And he says that is absolutely nonsense. Abundance is everywhere, and it is available to all. It is the product of your thinking that will determine, thinking and believing, that will determine whether you get to experience it or not. It's that simple. And he says the beauty of it all, it's in its simplicity. And he says, you can simply manifest that which you will, as long as you put your heart and soul into it. And that goes to positives or negatives. The equation is exactly the same. Now I'm going to go to the cards. The first card is represented by, or the first card represents situations in your past that has contributed to where you are right now. And we have the card called Love Begins. This is Ace of Cups, but it was shown to me in reverse. And I will ask what he wants to say by this. And I hear the words, not enough. Emotionally having not enough. Feeling like there is just not enough of something. And whether it is not enough resources, not enough money, whatever it may be, there's a feeling of not enough. Something is missing. It's not enough. Now that's your background. So your feelings of not enough and having that inner almost conflict of not having enough is somehow contributing to your situation right now, which is the next card. So the next card is represented by Hope in reverse. So this is a major arcana card. Hope is one of, if not the most beautiful cards in the entire deck, but it is shown to me, in reverse. And this is what's happening within you. And this card is basically saying is that you may be feeling not hopeful. Like there's no point, there's no light at the end of the day, that there is no hope. And you may feel very much hopeless. And he's saying it is because you come from a place where you always felt lack of something, whether lack of belief, lack of feeling a certain way, lack of being taken care of. There's a very distinct inner feeling of lack. He says, if you feel like you're lacking, you might want to look in your own background and ask yourself, how have I contributed to feeling where I am right now? Or to being where I am right now? And this isn't an easiest process because it requires one to look within themselves and look themselves in a mirror and sometimes ask a very tough questions. But this isn't a judgment. It is simply stating that where you are today and how you feel about yourself does play a major part of your life. So the next card is Advice card. And the card is called Material and Spiritual Prosperity. This is Earth card, Pentacles card, or Six of Pentacles in a traditional tarot deck. Because this is advice, the first thing I get is you're being asked to trust. Not only trust the process, but most importantly, start trusting yourself. It is also important for you to start a very solid foundation in your belief system that is going to be congruent with luck, not lack, but luck, prosperity, freedom, and happiness. And he says there has to be a fundamental change in your foundation in order to see this through in a better light. If you are currently undergoing career changes or relationship changes, and you are feeling hopeless or you are feeling stuck, you need to examine what part you played in it. Doesn't mean that you've done anything wrong, but it simply means you have to dig deeper and ask yourself, how have I contributed to being where I am? Because everything is co-creation. We play part in everything that we experience, whether voluntarily, involuntarily, consciously, or subconsciously. We do play a part. And he says, if you only allow yourself to trust that inner voice within you, you would then begin to understand just how much hope there really is in the world. And he says, you have been driven by your fears for the most part. And this is not congruent with happiness and joy and peace. No. And then he says, cut your losses and move on. Don't stay connected to the hopeless situation. Cut your losses and move on. For some of you, this is going to be a job situation. I hear the word lawyer. Maybe you are in a situation where there's law involved, lawyers, legal case, and you feel hopeless or you feel taken advantage of. You are being asked to look deep within and contemplate how you have contributed to being there. Not asked to find faults with yourself, but rather how you have contributed to this situation yourself. Was it your belief system? Was it because you didn't listen to your intuition? Was it because you made choices that were driven by somebody else's idea rather than your own? You want to pay attention to all those things. And then he says, pay attention to your own inner voice. And that cannot be stated loudly enough. For as long as you listen to your own voice, you will never go wrong. And he's also saying, when you listen to your voice, that is your key to finding peace within. It is not that somebody is going to give you peace. It is that peace has to be found from within. And it starts with listening to your intuition, but it starts with trusting yourself. He says, as long as you trust yourself, you will trust that things don't really go wrong. They just may not go in a way that you would like them to go, but you gain experience from it. So you see it from a different situation. You see it from a situation of what can I gain from this versus from a situation, from a point of view of being victim. He says, feeling like a victim is very disempowering. Allowing yourself to be in control is in fact where you want to go. I also hear family dynamics. For some of you, you're dealing with family that is fighting, brother or sister, family. For some of you, this is regarding an estate, some kind of an estate. And if it feels right to cut your losses and move on, then do that. But listen to your intuition. Listen to your inner voice. Sometimes we get swayed by our thoughts, which are also driven by our egos for the most part. And we get stuck in our ego-driven world. And sometimes it isn't a good thing. But healthy ego is very important. And I feel I want to leave it at this. I hope this made sense to you. Like I say, this didn't make any sense to me. I don't connect with this reading because it's not meant for me. I mean, I understand the gist of it. It is a general reading, so if you would like a private session, you can connect with me, of course. I have the links down below for easier access to my booking page and also my website. I thank you for sharing, for watching, and for subscribing. If this doesn't make sense to you, listen to your other signs, as it may offer a better picture or a greater picture of what's happening. And take care of yourself. Again, October is a month of changes for all signs. I don't think there's one sign that didn't talk about this. but changes are necessary in order for us to grow and evolve. So I wish you best of luck in the month of October. Thank you so much again for watching, and I will see you in November.